Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction to Monster Musume no Iru Nichijou Chapter 46, and I'm really hyped. I'm really excited for this one because I wasn't expecting another one for a long time, honestly. I mean, it took us a while to get a translation on 45, and then Okayado injured his leg, or something's wrong with his leg. I'm not sure what he was talking about on Twitter, but it was something wrong with his leg, and he was like, I think we may be pushing back the Mamusu chapter a bit because of this. So since he was pushing back the Japanese one, which I guess would be 47 at this point, I don't know, I wasn't expecting to get 46 so soon, but I am very happy that we have gotten it. Because I was too excited. Like, I'm supposed to be recording a couple other things, like recording my predictions for the Walking Dead premiere today, but I was like, I need to do this first. This is like calling to me right now. And I guess that's all I can think of for the second. So let's get into actually reading this. And I realized something when I was like clicking into it. There are a lot of extra species that we have not really gotten into yet. I'm very surprised with the popularity of cat girls, especially in Japan, that we have no cat girls that I can think of in the series. Like, there seems to be a lot of fetish markets that we're covering, but a lot that we're not into yet. Not that that's my thing. I was just pointing out that it's strange. Sort of like I find it strange in the game how even though we have Ki and she's such a popular character in the manga, we only have 2 plant girls and they're both Alaron. So it's so weird. But getting in the actual chapter, sorry I got distracted. I like this cover. We see the silhouette of the Matango, seriously bad extra species, and then we see Kudus, Mero, and Centauria. And that's actually really good artwork of the 3 of them. I actually really like that art. Okay, we see Mero's room with the pool and everything, some bubbles, and then Saria and Kudus coming up with the masks on. Alright, it seems we're alone. Are you unharmed, Master? Master? I can't breathe. The mask's sucked in water. I can't. Please try to stay calm, Master. If you take off the mask now, you'll start hallucinating again. Slow, deep breath. Hee-foo, hee-foo. Anyway, says Kudus, it looks like we aren't seeing that dungeon hallucination anymore. One problem down. Next up is... I know we said we needed to solve this before MON gets here, but as long as we don't know anything about the extra species person who's here, I'm not sure how much we can really do. And this is a flashback to when they were down in the secret room. Perhaps we could stop Mon from getting here to begin with. Are they picking up? Says Saria while Curtis is on the phone. No luck. Since they're on the clock, no one's picking up. Now that I think back, I'm not even sure we locked the front door. If only we had locked the door. It might have stalled them, says Saria. Says Mero. Actually, I can lock the front door remotely from here, she says, pulling out a tablet. Oh my gosh. These past few chapters have been making me like both Mero and Saria a lot more. When before, I liked them, but compared to like some of the bigger personalities like Rhaenyra, Poppy, Mia, Sue, like compared to some of the bigger personalities, they were like sort of boring and in the background, but I have really loved seeing more focus on Mero and Saria here. And they're like, you can? Then during the construction of this underground room, it seems my mother took the liberty of further remodeling the house with various new features. This tablet controls everything. New features, says Cruz. This is my house, you know. Though, I fear simply locking the front door won't prove much of a hurdle. And then she thinks of, Tio just bursting through the door. Excuse me. Well, how about sounding an alarm or something? We can't set off an alarm if we don't have one. We can set off an alarm, actually, says, Mero. You can? They both say. Yes, but doing so would probably just make things worse. And then we see Zombina kicking in the door. In her mind, what's going on in here? That's probably true. Nay, would not cleaning the air itself also be possible? Says Saria. Mayhap with a ventilator or air purifier of some kind? There's no way they went to the trouble of, says Kudus. They did, actually. In addition, we can control the humidifier, dehumidifier, aroma diffuser, and they're both like, you can. Oh my gosh. I'm liking this chapter a lot so far. Yes, however, until we do something about the dangerous species releasing those spores, nothing we do will be permanent. Yes, 'tis true, but shouldn't there be like a thing for extra species we don't know about? You know, something? A secret weapon or something, like an absolute last-ditch measure. And then Caduce is like, yeah, there's no way we can do... And then Miru's like, we could do that, but... And they're both like, okay, what can't we do here? However, how should I put this? It's something that must never be used, or rather, it's quite dangerous, so... What kind of last-ditch effort are we talking about here? What did Miru's mom do to my house? And we see the symbol for it is like a fish with angel wings and a halo. The self-destruct button, I'm assuming. Well, anyway, first we need to do something about the dangerous species who started all this, says Caduce. It could be dangerous, though. First, I think I should try talking to them face to face. Dear sir, please, reconsider, I beg you. It's too dangerous, says Miru. You'll begin to hallucinate again, and... Actually, I think I should be okay, he says, pulling out the mask that Rhaenyra gave him. This mask I got from Rhaenyra sure is effective, he says, climbing back out of the pool in real time. It totally shuts out the spores. Do you suppose she obtained these... Or where do you suppose she obtained these masks, master? 'Tis shockingly useful, I must say, says Saria. Well, you know... 'Tis almost as if she expected something like this to happen, says Saria. Then, Caduce thinks back. Now that you mention it, she was almost too prepared for this. Like when we were in the forest with Kira. It was like she already knew I was going to be attacked. Huh? What's wrong, Saria? Aren't you getting out of the pool? Well, that is, she says. I'm sort of soaked right now, so you can see everything. My bad, says Caduce. And yup, titty shots. There's our fan service page for the chapter. Just go on ahead. Everything should go just like we planned from here. And then Caduce starts walking along and hears noise coming out of one of the rooms. I'll show you the light, Reaper. You'll be devoured by darkness, Snake Shrine Maiden. Is that Mia and Lala? Did they finally snap because of their hallucinations? And he opens the door as a shocked face. Take this, Snake Shrine Maiden. Payback shot. Mere child's play before my sickle whirlwind. And they're just playing a video game fighting each other. Curse you, I'll have to use my special attack. Very well, you shall have the honor of tasting my true power as well. And we just see Poppy in the background staring on. It's not fair, Poppy wants to battle too. What's this? She's transformed into battle mode. Could she be the hero who shines a beam of happiness into the abyss? The happy harpy? Oh my gosh, I love Lala and Mia going, like... sort of insane with hallucinations. Alright, time to do something about this dangerous species. But where are they, says Caduce. And then we still hear them from the room. Here I come, take this. Wah, wah, she's strong. Go easy on me. I guess I could check every room one by one, but according to Miru, they're an extra species kind of like a mushroom, so that means they'd be in dark and damp places. Somewhere like the bathroom. Wah! And then a bunch of spores come flying out when he opens the door. What's with all the spores in here? This is it. They're in here. And we see the mushroom girl still, like rooted into the ground and covered in the cloak. And the one eye peeking out from under the mushroom cap. It's them. They're the dangerous species. It doesn't seem like they're going to attack for now. But just what is going on? I managed to make it this far without much of a plan, but how am I going to talk to them? Talking. Wait, will it even understand me? And then it has an arrow pointing to the Matanga. This is it. Damn, I blew it. I didn't think they'd be so totally mushroom-like. I've been able to communicate with all the extra species I've met so far, more or less. Well, actually, I mean it was Poppy who said they became friends, so is this gonna work? And then he remembers Poppy bringing home a dog. We're friends now. And then Caduce is like, that's someone's pet. Please return it. This is bad. I can't be sure anymore. She might have brought them here just like a cat or a dog or something. There's no need to worry, my child, says some voice. It's the angel on Caduce's shoulder in his head. Conversation is key. Conversation is everything. Even if your words cannot reach them. Hold that belief in your heart, and all your problems will be solved. Ah, am I hallucinating again? This is bad. The spores are too thick. Even Arachne's mask can't keep them all out. And then the voice in his head again. If you like, try talking to them. I'm sure a miraculous something will work out or whatever, probably. Probably, you know. Shut up, I don't care if you're a hallucination. That's just stupid. And then, go, says the Matango. And then, Kudus and the hallucination both look over at it. Huh? Matango, she says. I'm a Matango. My name is Kino Gno. Hello? says Kudus and his hallucination. Miss Kino, why are you spreading spores all over my house? Well, I couldn't help it and go. And in case you were wondering, all of her sentences end with ngo. That's not part of her name. Her name is Kino. I was wandering around the outside of the house. And it shows the flashback of her meeting Poppy. Hey, what are you doing? Says Poppy sitting on a wall. Well, when all of a sudden Poppy found me. Poppy's a harpy is what Poppy is. What kind of game are you playing? I'm not playing anything, ngo. Okay then, you can be Poppy's friend and we'll play together. So we sort of became friends, ngo. Then, when I came inside... and then it shows her beating Mia and then spraying spores everywhere. I can't control my spores once they start spreading, ngo. Oh, and we see her legs are a bit odd looking, but I like the design. If I went outside, they'd end up spreading all over town, so I'm stuck inside. That's rough, he says. This isn't looking good. I'm really sorry for causing problems for everyone, ngo. I just don't know how I can make it up to you, ngo. It's fine, you didn't do it on purpose. I'm sure if you apologize, everyone will forgive you. And then he looks as more spores are coming out. What's going on? What's with this clammy, depressing aura? Don't tell me it's that, 'cause she's a mushroom, it's that. Wait, it's gotta be all these dense spores are making me see things again. Gah, the hallucinations are back, and he sees the angel, Kudus again. I got labeled a dangerous species because of how my body works, ngo. But I didn't want to give up. Even though I had to make a deal with that broker, I made it here. Because I just wanted to have friends. Yo, Kino for new housemate. If I had known this would happen, I wouldn't have come, ngo. But you did make a friend, didn't you? Really? She says, looking over. Well, Poppy sort of just made you her friend without really asking, he says, still hallucinating. But you did make a friend, and that's because you did your best to make it here. I know how hard it can be to keep going despite everything, he says, and you might not be able to do anything about how your body works, but don't think for a moment that you went through all that for nothing. And then she blushes and pulls down the mushroom cap over her face. Thank you, ngo. So, do you think you can do something about these spores and hallucinations now, or... Huh? I can't do anything about that, ngo. What? For real? These are all your spores, though, right? So you should be able to control them, or... That doesn't make any sense, ngo. It would be like trying to pull all the air you just exhaled back in, ngo. And then he's like, crap, she's right. The logic. I just kind of thought if we did something about the source, we'd get rid of the spores too, and then he thinks about the zombie apocalypse. This is bad. The whole world's gonna end up like a zombie movie. I knew it would have been better if I'd never came here, ngo. This isn't the time to sulk, he says. We'll have to use that last-ditch measure, but I can't, or... And, then... Master, I've captured her. Saria, he says, looking back. Ah, cease your struggling, Sue. And then, it looks like she has, Sue tied up in a, bag or something. I just finished drying my clothes only for her to try soaking me again. I have Sue under control. You're free to use the last-ditch measure now. Oh, the last-ditch measure is probably like a sprinkler system or flooding the house or something. That's why it was a fish. Okay. Kino-san, you okay with water? Ngo, she says. Well, actually, I like damp places, you know. Ngo. All right, Mero, Karus yells over the phone. Dear sir, and she's holding Centuria's phone. We're all good on my end. Time to use our last-ditch measure. Understood. Please, let everyone be alright. And she presses the button. And it looks like we have wheels pulling up, and it's a Mon in a Jeep. Alright, looks like we made it to Babe's place just fine. Bina-chan, your driving is too rough, says Tio, and her head is sticking out of the top of the Jeep. Oh my gosh. Hey, did you just hear something weird right now? Like a tremor or something? Says, Doppel leaning back. I don't know, kinda, and we see, Monaco just, like, passed out in the background. Hey, Monaco, quit sleeping and come on. And then they open up the door. Oh, did you fall again, Monaco? Says Doppel, and Monaco just flopped out of the side of the car. Man, Monaco, you really are a klutz, says Zambina. It's your driving that made me carsick in the first place, Zambina-chan. Anyway, pretty crazy that Babe ended up getting attacked by some dangerous species, huh? Totally saw it coming, though, says Zambina. And then Doppel says, though I don't really see the point in sending us to his house. Not like the dangerous species are going to be here, Well, since we're here, we should hang out with everyone. We can play games or something, says Tio. Honestly, says Monaco, you're all letting your guard down too much. There's still a chance a dangerous species could come here at and she hits something and falls down. Then they all three look at her. What? Did I just hit something? What happened, Monaco? I didn't think you were klutz enough to run into thin air, were you? Of course not. There's some kind of invisible wall, she says, pointing. And then they notice the house is inside a giant fish tank and totally underwater. Oh my gosh. And then we see everyone. Poppy, Lala, and Mia look hilarious. Then we see Saria and Sue, Ragnara just sitting there. And then, Kudus Kino. I kind of hope Kino stays with them. Well, that should just about do it, I suppose, says Mero. Now we just wash the spores away while draining the water, and she hits the button again and starts draining all the water out. Pwah! says Poppy, but I love, you just see an arm sticking out of the water, holding Lala's head with the water draining out of its mouth. Oh my gosh. What? Why's the house underwater, says Mia. And then we see, Kudus and Kino, and Mero's rolling in the wheelchair. Dear sir, are you unharmed? I didn't think we'd actually end up getting saved by one of your mom's additions to the house, but my poor furniture. Actually, all the furniture has been treated with a special water repellent, so it should be fine, says Mero. Just how much did your mom modify my house, Mero? Mia and the others seem to have safely come to their senses as well. They spat out the spores along with the water. Oh, well that's good to hear. Actually, there's still one, the most troublesome of the bunch, says Saria, holding the bag with Sue in it, flopping around. Okay. Under jar arrest during spore decontamination, do not open. And it's just a jar with Sue packed in it. Va. I don't know how I should apologize, Ngo, but I'm really very sorry, Ngo. That's alright, don't worry about it, says Mia. We heard from Master that you didn't do it on purpose, says Saria. Please don't be so hard on yourself, says Mero. It's okay, 'cause we're friends now, says Poppy, walking up to her. Ngo. I'm so glad you're all so nice, Ngo. Well, I don't know about nice, more like... This, says Mia, then. Recently, with everything that's been going on, it's hard to feel too upset, says Saria. Compared to a certain someone's mother who upgraded the house without telling anyone, at least, says Ragnara. By the way, Kino-san, why were you wandering around outside the house to begin with? Well, it was part of a deal I made with the broker, Ngo. Huh? The deal I made for him to bring me into the country. Instead of money, he said he wanted me to wander around this house. At least, that's what he told me to do, Ngo. Huh, why would he, says Mia. Why do something like that, says Saria. Oh yeah, shouldn't there be one more dangerous extra species around? Mayhaps they are also wandering around nearby, says Saria. What's wrong, says Mia, looking over at Kino, who has the mushroom cap pulled down over her face again. we Matango were branded dangerous because of our physical characteristics and go, but this other one, they're just as dangerous physically, but more than that, they're a very scary person and go. Ah, and then we hear screaming, Kya, a scream that sounded like Monaco. And he runs outside and we see Kudus and Monaco's shocked faces. Yo, and we see the last girl grabbing Zombina and biting into her neck. So it's a vampire. I thought they had a tail when we first saw them. And it looks like, yeah, they're biting into Zombina's neck, so a vampire? Huh. And then some promotional page about, I think the little spin-off chibi series thing. The, We Heart Monster Girls or something like that. I haven't read it yet. Maybe I should just, if I can find it, maybe I should just like marathon it or something. And then a new promotion for that one manga with the Cyclops girl that's a nurse or doctor or something that I see around the internet a lot. I really need to read that too. I don't even know what the name of it is. But that was a bit of a long one. Lots of content in there. I really freaking loved it. And I'll have a review of it hopefully up tomorrow or the day after that or something. But man, I really like this. I had a lot of fun with this one. So yeah, I really like Kino. She's still at the house for now, but I don't know if she'll be staying. I don't feel like she will be, but I kind of hope she does. I want a new homestay, and I kind of want a plant girl, even though mushroom's not really a plant. This might be as close as we're getting, so maybe Kino could stay. I don't know. Or maybe we could have somebody even better. Also hype for possible vampire girl, but I could have sworn in the first thing we saw, one of the three girls had a thick lizard-like tail. So it's weird that, so it's weird to me that none of them ended up having that now that we're actually seeing them. But vampire is an interesting one, interesting choice. Pretty excited to see where we go with it. And that's it for this video. I'll talk a lot more about it in the review because I want to go and look through it in more detail and see if I can pick anything else out. So like if you did like the video, comment down there. Tell me what you thought of the video, what you thought of my thoughts, my first reaction on this chapter, and what your thoughts were of it, because this was a good one. This was like a ton of content. We've had a lot of good ones lately, but this is even one of the better ones among them. And then even... Sorry, getting distracted, getting off topic. Subscribe for more Monster Musume no Iru Nichijou, 12 Beast, a bunch of other anime and manga and more. And follow on Twitter if you want, and I'll try to keep you updated there on stuff for the channel. That's it. So thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.